see if it works. Wow. I finally have been given the privilege to go live on YouTube. So that's exciting. Hi, YouTube. What do I want YouTube to see? We'll go with this angle for YouTube. So, all right, we've got YouTube here. We've got Instagram here. So during the pandemic, hi, my name is Sarah. During the pandemic, I used to do readings most days during lockdown online. And sometimes I would read for other people. Sometimes I would just read for myself. What I want to start doing is my schedules, like I mentioned, on Fridays are changing. So to bring a little more peace and activity to Venus Day, Venus rules Fridays. You may see my cat come in and out, a couple of them. I have 2 cats. So the way this usually works is I give kind of a collective type of reading of some sort. Garbo, do you want out? To leave the door open for the cat. New lessons for YouTube. Okay, so while that's open for the cat. Hi, Garbo. Oh, this will be more organized in the future. Maybe one day I'll even have a studio. Who knows? But until then, we are on my apartment floor going to do readings. And so the way this is going to work is I've been a tarot reader for about 8, almost 9 years now. I am self-taught. I use a lot of tools that I've picked up from different practitioners over the years. I also am in graduate school for traditional Chinese medicine. So you may hear me bring some of those elements into this. I'm just going to kind of bring in what feels necessary for a collective reading. Now, what I'm going to tell everybody, and you will learn this if you ever have a private reading with me too, is take what works and leave the rest. If something does not resonate, that's not for you. Just, it's table salt. Leave it on the table. We don't need it. Nobody needs it. But if you like it and you want it, add some salt. Since they are collective readings, some things may hit, some things may not. The way this works is we're going to breathe a little bit together. I have a sound bowl with me today. I have my sound bowl. And it's set for the heart chakra. And what I mean is that it is this copper bowl is to the frequency of the heart, which I think is like 425 megahertz or something like that. 437, I don't know, 4 something. So we're going to do a little of that. We're going to do a little card pull. I'm going to read to you a little bit of poetry to get your day moving, and then a little excerpt from Bell Hooks. We have All About Love by Bell Hooks. So if it felt appropriate for Fridays, which are ruled by Venus. So, okay, to get us started, get comfy, find a spot, find a place that feels good. If you have a drink, take a drink. If you have a smoke, take a smoke. Whatever feels good, however you start your day. There are no judgments here. We are all on a path of figuring stuff out. I don't know what YouTube will limit, so I'm going to try to watch my language now. Okay, so if we can just take a couple deep breaths here. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. This time when we breathe in, you're going to hold for 2 at the top. Okay. So, like I mentioned, heart chakra. Got this here from a man in Los Angeles at a flea market. So that is where I sourced this. sound bowl of copper for your heart chakra. That felt nice. So today we're going to do a 3-card reading. And we're going to focus on 3 of the chakras in our chakra system, going up and down the spine. You can think of it as like on a clock with the spokes on a clock, kind of like that. So some of our chakras go left, some of them go right, and they just build up in our body in that sort of way. So we're going to start with our root chakra. We're going to do our heart chakra, and we are going to do our crown. So you can think of our root as in kind of our physical space, what's going on there. Let's see what else we can do. It's like a foundation card. It can be about our fears, our habits, the way we move through the world. The second card, again, is going to be the heart chakra. So it's going to be heart aligned, dealing with Venus. It can tell you your deeper longing, your deeper soul message, just more of those hidden meanings just below the surface type of thing. And then you're going to do your crown chakra, which is going to be spiritual guidance, our highest self, if you will. It is an energy of divinity within you. So yeah, whatever makes you feel divine, whatever makes you feel connected to source, spirit, God, whatever flavor of spirituality, if you have one. So, okay, to get us started, I've already put out a deck of cards here. The deck I've put out is an archetype deck by Kim, what's her name? Kim Kranz of The Wild Unknown. So we're just going to pick 3 cards. I rub my fingernails together to open up the channels, open up all 12 channels. When I say channels, I mean the meridians, the Chinese meridians in the body. Okay. Ooh. And then we got one more. Okay. So we have our 3 cards here going from root, heart, crown. So our root, we have the bridge card, the bridge card. For our heart, we have, and this is quite lovely actually, the creator. And then what's interesting for our crown, our spiritual, is we have the underworld. So I think we're going to have a little bit of shadow work this Friday. We have the underworld card, what's under the surface that we're not dealing with. So I'm going to give you just a quick little rundown on these 3 cards. It may take a moment to find them. In the future, I may pull them ahead of time for us. But for now, this is the method we are working in. So for the bridge card, turn in your textbooks to page 139. So 139. Which is right before the temple card. The bridge, the connection, link, the gate. So this is what's going on in our root chakra right now. Bridges are built to connect 2 worlds. They create flow, allowing us to travel between the realms, ideologies, personalities. This archetype is a gesture of acceptance, of saying yes, rather than withdrawing, separating, and saying no. When we cross a bridge to an unknown land, we are led magically into a new reality. We open up to otherness. Healing and communication are made possible when we enter a state of curiosity, wonder, and learning. The shaman, for example, creates the bridge between the everyday world and the sacred. This card asks us to study the connections between the seemingly disconnected parts of our life. Remember that the bridge can't be forced. It must be made with love, or its structure will not withstand the inevitable weather of life. So acceptance, magic, communication, the burning rainbow bridge of the Norse mythology is a big part of it. So this bridge at our root chakra is about connection. So maybe it's about connecting with our womb space, what's going on in our bodies. If you have a womb space, if you don't have a womb space, think about your gonads. Think about if you want to think of your body as a burner on a wok, you want to think about the coals on your fire and that bridge, and what tools are you going to put into this fire to cultivate a better existence for yourself. If you want a task you can do to connect to the bridge card and connect to your root chakra, if you're feeling really ungrounded, you can lie on the floor and listen to Bridge Over Troubled Water. Notice the ease and acceptance within the melody, the feeling of the rising above the muck. And I recommend, if you're going to do this, lay with your back flat on the floor and your feet also on the floor. So you're going to have your knees up with your feet flat, your back flat, and your head flat. That way your spine can have total relaxation from root to crown, and you can really connect all of these things. So we're talking about bridge work. Okay, so that is our root chakra. We have the creator card for the next part. For our heart chakra, we have the creator card. So with the creator card, give me a moment to find it. Da, 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 da. Who knows? I may only do these once a month. We'll have to find out together. This is very much a new thing for me as well. The unseen, the shadow, the self, the one. Interesting. How do I not see the creator? 22. Found it, the creator. So this is for our heart chakra. So we just talked about building this bridge, and now we're taking that bridge to our heart, our deepest desires, our soul calling, things like that. So we have the artist, the alchemist, the innovator, the creator. The first archetype in the trio of existence is not intimidated by darkness or by lack. They know that from the void, creation and inevitability emerges with meager, minimal, and outlandish materials. The creator reveals a new image. They make the empty room resonate with the healing sounds. Remember how we started this? They generate bounty from the seed that others tossed away. Through generative, this archetype annihilates preconceived notions of what is possible, leaving unexpected openings in the wake of its destruction. The creator does this first by being absolutely present to what is. And second, trusting that a force greater than themselves awaits constant collaboration with each human soul. Whether we call it nature, God, goddess, Shakti, or divinity, it remains nameless. It is the Creator's lifelong companion. So this is about being curious, playful, and open. So maybe you build that bridge and you allow in things that you aren't used to allowing into your life, and you come across something that's maybe a little sticky or icky for you. And instead of just denying it completely, dissociating from it, this card is asking you to, as a creator, hold that energy for a second and go, ooh, what is the weight to this? What is the weight to this energy I am feeling? Is there anything I can do with it? What is the divinity in this heavy, murky mark? Now, keep in mind, I'm not an astrologer, though I love astrology. I can point you to many wonderful astrologers, but that is not necessarily my forte. We are in Leo season right now. So it's really, this could go into how we accessorize ourselves, how we adorn ourselves, the creator. So maybe you're putting on jewelry and you're like, I don't know, this or that. Play with it. Try something new. See if you can connect that bridge of your pelvis to your crown chakra through creation itself, you know? All right, so then for our last card, we have the underworld, and this is for our crown chakra. I'm curious to see what this is going to say because it talks a lot about openness. And then we have this one card that may be a little scary to some people, but truly has no need to be scary. It is not a scary card. In theory, it is not a scary card. Okay, so the underworld. My cat is losing his mind outside. 159 in your textbooks, please. Now, this is an oracle deck. This is not a normal tarot deck, which is why I'm using the words of the author itself. You can also just look at the images and gaze upon it and take from it what feels good for you. That is another way to work with it. So the card that was before this was the storm. The card that is after the underworld is the fault line. So this is kind of about differentiating our boundaries and what we are willing to take in and what we are not, and discernment. So discernment with our highest self. So if we're dealing with discernment in our highest self, the underworld. This is no time to mince words. The archetypal territory of the underworld is fraught with nightmares, suffering, and pain. It is the darkest shadow realm, which we try vigilantly to avoid or deny at any cost. Try as we might, the darkness pulls us into its depths through disturbing dream images, unexpected accidents, illness, war, conflict, and ultimately death. Not visiting the underworld or denying its existence altogether is what gives dangerous power. Transversing its forces to bow humbly to the greater forces that be, while summoning the inner strength we previously underestimated. Take solace that the underworld subsumes everyone from time to time, making us deeper friends, more intimate partners, soldiers of light amid our shadowy times. Facing darkness and choosing light is the most profound calling of all. Now, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that last sentence. I think what it means is to rise to what is your highest good and in the highest good of others. So while we deal with our inner depths and turmoil, and maybe some of these bridges is what's opening up, the stickiness in our body, it's saying to be connected to our underworld and knowing that we can use this time of discernment to decide not only what's best for us, but what's best for the collective and what's best with those around us. So this is about a little bit more about community care, about moving forward. This could be taking socio-political action. This could be within your own home community. This could be even within just like an apartment complex and talking to your neighbors, seeing what they need. If you have an elderly neighbor, offering to get them groceries. Maybe there's something you really, really hate doing. For me, that is doing my dishes. Maybe if I hate doing my dishes and that's something that's really, really sticky for me, maybe I'm going to offer to do somebody else's dishes. I'm going to help somebody else with their underworld in order to see a new perspective of my underworld. So those are our heart, mind, and root chakras, or crown, I should say, instead of mind. So we have our 3 chakras again. So I will give you the bridge for our root, the creator for our heart, And last but not least, if we lead from the heart, our discernment through the muck will be good. The muck being the underworld in the crown. So maybe there's some inner demons we're fighting. Maybe there's not. Maybe we're just exhausted. Maybe we're just burnt out. Maybe we're sick of working. Maybe we have a billion children at home and we are looking for rest and relaxation. Those things can only be found through discernment, through setting up systems that support ourselves, the bridge, supporting ourselves. If we set up our route for success, these other steps aren't going to be as difficult. We're not going to be so torn because we're going to innately know in our heart what is for the best for ourselves and what is for the best of the good of for the good of others. Okay. So those are our 3 cards. Now that you have your beautiful card reading, if you're wondering what's on the bottom of the deck, wow, can't even deny this. Inner Wisdom, the Crone card. I always like to see what's on the bottom of the deck. It kind of shows us the overarching lesson or the guiding force that is at play. In this instance, the crone, made Mother Crone. You can think of grandmother energy. You can think of like a very, very, like a matriarchal medicine woman type of thing. So that's what we have there. So with those readings for Venus Day, we are at about 20 minutes here. We are going to finish up with a reading from Bell Hooks and a little personal poetry reading, because why not? I am a poet and I love it, and this is all about love, so we are going to lead from a space of love today. So to start us off, I just want to go with the preface of the book. So for those who don't know, Bell Hooks, they were a professor. She died in 2021. As you notice, her name is never capitalized because she did not want to center herself. She decentralized herself and spoke a lot about socio-political conflicts and how and just these different ideas in society on how we approach love and how love can be a radical act. So, preface. When I was a child, it was clear to me that life was not worth living if we did not know love. I wish I could testify that I came to this awareness because of the love I felt in my life. But it was love's absence that let me know how much love mattered. I was my father's first daughter. At the moment of my birth, I was looked upon with loving kindness, cherished, and made to feel wanted on this earth and in my home. To this day, I cannot remember when that feeling of being loved left me. I just know that one day I was no longer precious. Those who had initially loved me well turned away. The absence of recognition and regard pierced through my heart and left me with a feeling of brokenheartedness so profound I was spellbound. Grief and sadness overwhelmed me. I did not know what I had done wrong, and nothing I tried made it right. No other connection healed the hurt of that first abandonment, that first banishment from love's paradise. For years, I lived my life suspended, trapped by the past, unable to move into the future. Like every wounded child, I just wanted to turn back time, and be that paradise again. And in the moment of remembered rapture, where I felt the love, where I felt a sense of belonging. We can never go back. I now know that. We can go forward. We can find the love our hearts long for, but not until we let go of grief about the love we lost long ago, when we were little and had no voice to speak to the heart's longing. All the years of my life, I thought I was searching for the love I had found. Retrospectively, to the years where I was simply trying to recover what I had been lost, to return to the first home, to get back to the rapture of first love. I was not really ready to love or be loved in the present moment. I was still mourning, clinging to the broken heart of girlhood, to broken connections. When that mourning ceased, I was able to love again. Mourning like M-O-U-R, not mourning like good morning. I awakened from my trance state and was stunned to find a world I was living in. The world of the present was no longer a world open to love. And I noticed that all around me I heard testimony that lovelessness had become the order of the day. I feel our nation's turning away from love as intensely as I felt love's abandonment in my girlhood. Turning away, we risk moving into wilderness of into a wilderness of spirit so intense we may never find our way home again. I write of love to bear witness both to the danger in the movement, to call for love to return, and to call and to call for a return to love. Redeemed and restored, love returns to us a promise of everlasting life. When we love, we can let our hearts speak. So again, that's just the preface of the book. We'll come back and do the introduction a little bit next week. But that's just a little opening segment there. Maybe we will work through this book together. The last time I really connected with love and what it meant to me, I was in Zion National Park. And I want to share a poem. Aliens are real. Alice was an enabler, and the caterpillar my type. It smokes know-it-all, lady pleasers, a smartass. Insects are stronger than Midas's touch fell flat. A mouse with no expectation churns milk to yummy fat. Reaps entirely. Give me the madhouse, lend me your snares. Sharp acoustics cackling to my ears. Fear is the only truth. There's always money in the banana stand. The humble have darkness, the fairies enraged. What if I was right? Then what would you say? Newsies expand, agents contract, dancers pas de bourrée, lies are the real heart attacks. The itching is puzzled, the Torah is frayed. Guess what, darling? Your queen was probably gay. In twist the tales, meows are artifacts, aliens are real. All lunatics know that. Thank you. I wrote that. I'm proud of it. Hope everyone has a wonderful Friday. I hope you received something beautiful from this offering. If you feel so inclined, you can send me a Venmo. You can buy me a coffee. You can send me $5 or whatever feels good to your heart at the Sarah Swords. If that doesn't feel calling to you, please leave a comment. Tell me what you're looking for in the future. Let me know if you liked this or not. And happy Friday. Happy Venus Day. Love to you all. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Instagram. And to you, wonderful, wonderful first live on YouTube. Thank you. And have a very lovely Friday. Goodbye. Move forward in love.